Good morning and welcome to MITV Plus Business Spotlight, where we bring you stories and news across the business fair. Today, the 1st of May 2026, Nigerian workers are definitely in high spirits celebrating the May Day, a holiday to rest from all of their works for those who are allowed to have holidays and those who have to be at work because their career path do not allow a holiday. We see you, we see the work that we do, and we celebrate you. I am Layo Shubo for Laura Shaw, and delving straight to the news. The Nigerian Independent System Operator has warned of an imminent prolonged blackout in Lagos State following a sudden shutdown of the Egbe power station and a simultaneous transmission line outage. The operator disclosed this in a statement, noting that the Egbe power station suffered a major operational disturbance, leading to a complete loss of generation and worsening supply constraints in the nation's commercial hub. The development has also fueled speculations about an incident that reportedly led to the death of a contractor, although the company is yet to confirm the cause or provide an official account of what transpired. In a statement, the system operator said the incident occurred at about 8:21 p.m. on April 28, when the plant's output dropped from about 641 megawatts to zero. It attributed the shutdown to critical equipment failure within the plant, stating that Egbe Power Station, which is the largest electricity generating plant on the national grid and a major contributor to daily power supply in Nigeria, experienced a major operational disturbance. The dual disruption, according to the system operator, has created a significant supply gap, forcing authorities to ration electricity to prevent a total system collapse. 4 months after his appointment, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sacked the chief executive of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Saidu Mohammed. Mohammed's removal is coming at a time when members of the airline operators of Nigeria are threatening to shut down operations over the high cost of aviation fuel. Similarly, his sack comes amidst complaints by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery that the NMDPRA was issuing licenses for fuel importation, despite claiming that no license had been issued since the beginning of the year. In a statement announcing Mohammed's removal on Wednesday, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, said he would be replaced by Rabiu Umar, whose appointment is subject to Senate confirmation. Ononuga explained that the decision, made pursuant to the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, is aimed at strengthening regulatory effectiveness in the midstream and downstream petroleum sector, in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. And pending the Senate confirmation of the new nominee, the presidency said the most senior official of NMDPRA would oversee operations in an acting capacity. Meanwhile, indications have shown that the pump prices of premium no-to-spirit petrol are nearing 1,400 naira per liter in many parts of the country as the United States and Iran failed to agree on a ceasefire, which should lead to the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. As the crisis in the Middle East lingers, coupled with the exit of the United Arab Emirates from the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, on Tuesday, the prices of petrol have continued to rise. From $105 per barrel on Monday, Brent crude jumped to $118 on Wednesday. As a result, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery jacked up its petrol gantry price from 1,200 naira to 1,275 naira. Price data obtained from petroleumprice.ng and confirmation from a Dangote refinery official on Wednesday revealed that the refinery raised its petrol loading price from 1,200 to 1,275 naira per liter, while coastal supply prices climbed to 1,215 naira per liter. The refinery halted its pro forma invoice entry process at about 4 p.m. on Tuesday, effectively disrupting normal supply scheduling across its loading system. The suspension accordingly led to an immediate stoppage of both petrol and diesel sales to marketers. This is coming as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) raised the official selling prices of all 37 Nigerian crude grades for May loading cargoes, according to a report by oilprice.com. The report stated that Nigeria was reaping the benefits of the US-Iran war as the NNPCL increased the price of its flagship grade Bonny Light by $6.13 per barrel for May compared to April. Similarly, Facados was also raised by $7.01 per barrel. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) has completed the long-anticipated River Niger crossing of the Obiafo-Obricom-Oben gas pipeline, unlocking a critical segment of the country's gas transmission network and paving the way for increased supply to power plants and industries. The feat, delivered by the NNPCL Gas Infrastructure Company, a subsidiary of NNPCL, involved drilling approximately 2 kilometers beneath the river Niger using advanced horizontal directional drilling technology, a method deployed in complex engineering terrains. Announcing the development in a statement issued by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPCL, Andy Ode, the company said the milestone effectively activates the full capacity of the 130-kilometer OB3 pipeline designed to transport up to 2 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day. The company noted that the completion would, in the near term, unlock over 500 million standard cubic feet per day of additional gas supply for the domestic market, with positive implications for electricity generation, manufacturing, and exports. The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, described the crossing as a turning point for Nigeria's gas infrastructure drive. The president of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, Mohammed Magaji, has called on the federal government to establish a national committee to prevent conflicts affecting farmers as insecurity continues to undermine agricultural productivity across the country. Magaji identified insecurity, particularly in the northwest and northeast, as a major factor keeping farmers away from their farmlands, thereby reducing food production. Speaking at an economic discourse in Lagos, Magaji stressed the urgent need for enhanced security measures to protect farmers and restore confidence in the sector. He then proposed the committee should focus on preventing farmer-header clashes before they occur, rather than merely resolving them after the fact. Magaji noted that several state commissioners have already backed the idea, recommending a national-level farmer-header conflict prevention committee comprising intellectuals, security experts, and other critical stakeholders. He explained that while farmer-header clashes remain a concern, banditry and insurgency, especially activities linked to Boko Haram, have worsened the situation, making farming impossible in many communities. Drawing from past experience, he pointed to Gombe State, where a shift from conflict resolution to conflict prevention helped significantly to reduce clashes between farmers and herders. Nigerian business leader and Chief Executive Officer of Ellen Group, Dr. Elizabeth Jack Rich, has positioned Africa as central to the future of the global artificial intelligence economy. She argued that the continent's resource base and industrial potential will play a defining role in shaping the next phase of technological advancement. Speaking at the Unleash Global Business Conference 2026 at the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center in Washington, D.C., Jack Rich challenged conventional narratives around AI, stressing that its foundations extend far beyond software. She noted in a statement that the rapid expansion of AI technologies is deeply dependent on physical infrastructure and raw materials. She stated that it's about power, compute, copper, rare earths, and the industrial services needed to move, extract, and refine all of that. The businesswomen noted that Africa's importance in this ecosystem is often underestimated. While the continent is widely recognized for its vast mineral resources, she said the real opportunity lies in building integrated industrial capacity. The Unleash Global Business Conference 2026, themed Building for What's Next, brought together entrepreneurs, corporate executives, and policymakers for high-level discussions on leadership, innovation, and resilience in a rapidly evolving global economy. Now to the interview segment of the program today, where our correspondent Abiola Ismail engages the Lagos State Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, Comrade Fumi Sesi, to discuss the plight of Nigerian workers amidst inflation and economic hardship. Let's join them.
Hello, you're welcome to your favorite program, Business Spotlight. Today is a special day in Nigeria as Nigerian workers celebrate May Day. I have with me the first worker in Lagos State, in person of Comrade Fumi Sesi. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you very much. And I wish all workers in Nigeria, most especially in Lagos, a happy Workers' Day today.
Today, how will you assess it, the life of a worker?
Well, we see that every year, May 1st, we celebrate workers, we celebrate dignity, we celebrate honor, we celebrate selfless service, and we celebrate all achievements of workers. And also, it's a day we come together to reflect on where we are and where we are supposed to be. So it's a symbolic day for the workers in our lives, when we have just only that one day aside from our annual leave to come together to celebrate the resilience of the workforce.
Now, looking at the condition of the worker, how will you assess it in respect to inflation?
Well, I think there is a hydra-headed monster that is always around the corner. Anywhere there is any increase in the wages of the workers, that hydra-headed monster will always show itself, and then before we know it, the inflation will eat up the minimum wage on the current status at that time. There are other situations like natural disaster or natural causes or man-made causes. In this instance now, I think there were so many man-made causes. First of all, there has been economic downturn in the country caused by the previous leadership in the country and administrations in Nigeria. You know, because of long years of corruption, because of long years of inefficiency, because of long years of maladministration, misadministration. This is what has caused the workers and Nigerians a regression, a repression, and a retrogression in the economy. And it's not funny. The minimum wage was reviewed when the subsidy on the PMS was removed, and the cost of fuel was around 680 naira. But today the cost of fuel is hovering around 1,250 to around 1,000 350. So if we have to look at it, that's about more than 100% increase in the PMS, and the salary still remains the same. Transportation prices has escalated, the prices of goods and services has increased tremendously, but the salary is stagnant, still remain the same. That is why for this year's Workers' Day, we are demanding, it's not, we are not appealing, we are demanding that if the federal government has come out to say it boldly and to the whole world publicly, that they have also increased the subvention to an allocation to all the state government by more than 100%. The workers are also demanding a welfare package, which is a living wage. This what we are taking now is a starvation wage. It can no longer take us anywhere. When we talk about workers, we are not only, just talking about workers in the public spaces. We are also talking about workers in the private employment and private sector. So for any employer of labor, the prices of goods have increased
Yes.
just to meet up with the production cost.
Yes.
So they also have to factor in the increases in the salary of their workers as well, so that all our total package or remuneration will not be spent basically on transportation, on the cost of rent. Accommodation has also increased. If you are, most especially Lagos, that is a city, so we also deserve a city wage. We are expecting today announcement of welfare packages, welfareism to workers who, with our, our sweat, our blood, if not without our sweat and our blood, not a single wheel can turn. And when the wheel does not turn, what does it mean? It means that there is no wealth to the nation. We labor create wealth, we create the wealth, and that wealth should not only be for a privileged few, it should always be for every Nigerian. It's our common wealth. Let this wealth be spread across board, so that by provision of facilities, amenities, by provision of light, water, by provision of everything, good hospitals, good road network, security, education, and so many other things, all the sector, let us look at it. And when government is doing things right, when the righteous is on the throne, the people will rejoice. So we want the people to rejoice, because we are thinking that democracy is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. So let that democracy, let it be reflect in the lives of Nigerians. So we appreciate the governor of Lagos State, but Oliver Twist always
Before
asks
you
for more.
appreciate the Lagos State governor, what about the policies of this Lagos State government? How do you think it has been reflecting on the life of workers? Because we've talked about mortgage, we've talked about transportation, we've talked about, but going to the market. Yeah.
Well, the salaries of the workers is in the exclusive list, and the Lagos State government, the governor has always been forthcoming to tell us that anything that is approved for the workers at the federal level, that's nationally, the Lagos State government will not relent. They will be willing, and immediately they will also implement for the workers at the state level.
So are we expecting
But
the mortgage too to be?
that is what we are also talking about. Lagos State government, when the Fashola administration was there, I think there was something like Lagos homes. So it's like a form of a mortgage homes to the workers, but it's not always adequate. When you have like less than 200 workers benefiting in a year, I cannot call that mortgage welfareism. So we want massive mortgage welfareism for workers in Lagos, because workers, we struggle a lot to think about what we do in the office, and also come back to think about how to fix our lives, our home, how to fix so many things. So when you buy land, you know the problems of omonile. Even though there has been a subsisting law that 21 years prescribed jail term for land grabbers and land speculators, but I've not seen anyone that has ever been apprehended and sentenced for land grabbing activities. And this has always, been continuing. And some people hide behind um, the notion that they are politicians or something, and then they will use political means to resolve issues like that. So we want government to step up. In Lagos, I can say that we are lucky this time around. We have a governor that operates a kind of an open door policy. He maintains, is a labor friendly governor. He maintains a, very high level of, showing understanding with the workers, and that was for several reasons. I don't mind. Some people might say that maybe I'm a government spokesperson. I am not. But whatever the government does, we speak to the truth. And what they have not done, we know how we dialogue, we know how we talk, we know how we sit down to discuss on aggregate to see what is workable for government. You understand? Our own is about welfareism for the workforce. And if government is ready to do that, do we need to carry cane and be chasing them around? No. So to whom much is given, much is also expected. When the federal government approved the last minimum wage about 3 years back, which was 70,000 naira on the minimum, Lagos state government was the first to implement an added increased minimum wage of 85,000 naira without being prompted, without stressing us. The governor, after the pronouncement from the federal government, just came out and look at it that okay, let us add to the government to the workers minimum wage, so that that could also help to sort out their issues of rent, accommodation and all those things. But today, I want our dear governor to understand that then when you agreed and approved 85,000, is different to today when there is an increase to the price of PMS due to that war, unnecessary and needless war between Israel, US and Iran, and it has cost the globe so much. Even the workers, it has cost us so much. That increase in the price of the PMS has also caused an increase in the price of goods and services. So it has rendered the 85,000 minimum wage of city worker, center of excellence, it has rendered it meaningless. So we are using this medium to call on our governor, our ever listening governor, to do something that will gladden the heart of workers in Lagos State. To come up, we know that some people might look at it that maybe what is the issue with our governor, but let me remind Mr. Governor, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, that even at the federal level, the federal government has come up to announce so many beautiful welfare packages with the workers. So you are not trying to do more than the federal government, but you are trying to add value to the lives of the workers who were ever supportive of your administration.
I would like to ask, beyond the wage increase, what long-term economic reform does Labour believe are necessary to improve workers' welfare and national productivity?
What Nigerians deserve is good governance. That is the only thing that will change every policy, the lives of Nigeria. If we have a good governance, please try to block the loopholes. Try to stop all the things we call corruption, because corruption can kill the soul of this country. Corruption can also make those that are willing, to help to rescue this country, corruption can make them to become weak and weary. So if the government can be sincere enough, and then that the government came up to say that yes, we are removing the subsidy, it's going to be painful at the beginning, but all of us are going to be in it together. Let it reflect in the lives of everybody. Let all of us be in the pain together, not only for only the middle class and the low income earners. When you look at other factors, You look at health care system, they have NHS there. So why can't we also give good health to Nigerians? When you are working, they will be taking some taxes. So when you are no longer in work, your medications, and when you have some certain health issues, your medication is free. To see doctor is free, because you have already paid your taxes, pay your dues when you are strong. When you don't have home, they will give you council flat. We will do the same in Nigeria. You see so many people sleeping under the bridge, sleeping where they are not supposed to sleep. Is it a sin to be a Nigerian?
Okay.
Let us have good governance, so that the people and the policy, let all the policies center around welfareism.
Comrade, on a final note, what words of encouragement do you give to Nigerian workers making this year's Workers' Day under difficult economic conditions?
Well, my advice to Nigerian workers is that I know Nigerian workers, we've been struggling. We are resilient, we are very strong, we are bold. Then we have the voices through the labor centers. I want to encourage us to continue to be united. Let us be united. Let us also encourage each other, so that those voices, let us amplify it to get a better welfare for the workforce. And when we want to select and choose people who will lead us in labor, let us always choose those people that we know that have that resilience, that have the wherewithal to always fight for the workers.
Thank you very much, Comrade. You've heard it all from Comrade Fumi Sesi, the Lagos State Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, advising us on to be resilient. Yes, we are hard working workers, but wherever we get to as Nigerian, we always come first. As we celebrate Workers' Day today, I want to leave everything now to my colleague, Lion, for the rest of the story. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
And this is where we draw the curtain on Business Spotlight today. Thank you so much for joining us. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at MITV+_NG on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. You can also watch our programs live on YouTube at MITV+_NG. Remember to click the like and subscribe button. From us to you, happy Workers' Day. Thank you for all that you do. I am Layo Shogo for Lauren Show. Do have a fantastic day.
Well, I have a feeling things are about to change.
The new season of the hit series Wura is coming to Africa Magic.
You don't say.
Here's everything you need to know about the woman behind the name to get ready.
This is well.
Wura is the ruthless CEO of Frontline Gold Mine.
We're going to build our paradise here on earth.
She'll do anything to maintain her power and perfect image. Lies, fraud, and of course, murder.
Let the dead state hit her.
Many try to take her down, but she always claws her way back to the top.
I have a plan.
That is, until she discovers that the last person she murdered is her own abandoned daughter. The once unbreakable Wura begins to fall apart, and her empire of gold crumbles around her. But she would rather die than have the world discover who she truly is. Catch Wura Season 4 on Africa Magic Showcase and available to all on Africa Magic Family.